So last night before I went to bed, I was scrolling social media as we know we shouldn't do, but it was late and I stumbled upon my friend Gail Larson's page. Gail leads a program out of Santa Fe called Transformational Speaking. And just as I say, don't judge a book by its title, don't judge this program by its title. Transformational Speaking is not about how to be a public speaker and how to command the stage and how to get your point across. It is all of the homework leading up to speaking in front of people, whether that is at work or on a stage or simply within your organization when you're trying to make something happen. In fact, she calls it speaking from the home zone, and that's what her program is all about. Through a series of questions and exercises, it's a 3-day program, and it's very small groups. Gail takes you through a process which gets you to find your footing and stand in your truth, whatever that truth is. It's like taking you into your heart space of the core of your message, the core of what you're trying to get across. It's absolutely beautiful. And she brings in, just the people she has attracted from all over the world, from all walks of life, entrepreneurs and founders, spiritual leaders, teachers, healthcare providers. When I attended some years ago, actually in 2016, one of the people that was in my program was a nurse who is also a naturopath and a person who's a spiritual leader, etc. She was working within the VA system, trying to get them to embrace alternative healing modalities for vets. I think you get the idea. Anyway, the point is, I stopped on Gail's page, as I always do if she comes across my feed, because she has so many interesting people in her world, and I have such respect for her work. And this woman popped up, Amy Chan. Well, I should say, Tamron Hall popped up, and I love Tamron Hall. And Amy Chan is a student or a friend of Gail's, and she was on the Tamron Hall show, so I clicked it, and it was great. Amy's book is coming out. I think it's called Breakup Boot Camp. And she's talking about how she felt like she was going crazy after a love breakup. And she really started to doubt her sanity and was really struggling and suffering. And she started researching it, what happens to our brains when we break up. I don't think she's the researcher, but she started looking at the research. And it turns out that researchers have found in studying the brains of people that are coming off of a love breakup or at the end of a love relationship, that the same part of the brain is activated as someone who's like needs a drug fix. You're literally withdrawing from the feel-good chemicals, the dopamine and the oxytocin. The feel-good chemicals are the same thing activated in drug use. And you're feeling those withdrawal symptoms because your brain is craving the dopamine. And of course, that's what causes us to do all the crazy stuff we do when we have a heartbreak. And we've all been there. Those heartbreaks are tough. It causes us to troll people on social media, to look at old photos, to do the stupid drive-bys, to try to figure out who your ex is dating and go look at their social media. She basically says that your body needs to recalibrate back to homeostasis. And she talks about how your brain is trying to trick you. Anyway, I don't know all about her work, but what I did like is at the end of the first segment of the Tamron Hall show, she introduced a beautiful question, which is this: what is the kind decision for me? Now, of course, she was talking about the context of love breakups and her work, but that's a great question. What is the kind decision for me? I'm one of those people that always feels like I should push myself to show up. I talk a lot about erring on the side of generosity, and I tend to focus on other people. Like, I have this huge fear of letting people down. Lord knows where that comes from, but I do. It's true. I don't want to let people down. So that question really resonated with me. What is the kind decision for me? Because, when you're rested and when you're feeling good and when you're in your heart space and when you're calm and relaxed, that's the way you show up as your best self. It's best to show up in the world having put your own oxygen mask on first. And I think that's a great question to get you to that oxygen mask. What is the kind decision for me? I hope that question sort of permeates my thoughts because I love it. That's all for now. From my heart to yours.